Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is now 4:30 in the afternoon. I initially came out here just after 2 o'clock. If you watch hive number 3's inspection, you'll see right as I'm finishing up with the hive, the skies start to open up just a little bit of a sprinkle, so I decided to pack my things up because the camera doesn't have a weatherproof casing on it. And I'm glad I did, because the skies ended up opening up big time. And we received 1.75 inches of rain, just like that. A little bit of a downpour, and it looks like that's all we're gonna get for today, or at least the next few hours. So I'm back out here to finish up this week's inspections. I'm down here at hive number 4, which, as you can see, is still in a 5-frame nuke. Last week, if you didn't watch that video, that was the first queen I was able to find last week. So 4 hives into the week's inspection, found my first queen. I was getting a little discouraged that I wasn't going to be able to use this thing, which is the one-handed queen catcher. So I was able to mark hive number 4's queen. So for this week, it's just going to be a simple check, routine inspection, see how they're doing, and maybe make a determination whether or not in the next few weeks they will either be ready to go back into a 10-frame, or I might just add another deep box on top of the 5-frame so they can build up vertically, and then move them in to a 10-frame. So, little butterfingers. Not really sure right now. So like I said, this queen is marked, so it should be pretty easy to find her. And if you haven't watched that video, that was the first time I marked her, and it was a learning experience. Not necessarily with the queen catcher, the device to actually catch the queen and help marking her, but the learning experience came from using the paint pen, of all things. So I primed the pen. I thought I had just a little paint on the tip, and I think I ended up dabbing her a little too much, because a whole bunch of paint came out, which honestly should make it pretty darn easy to find her. Nice looking brood, eggs, pupated larvae, very easy to see. So it seems like reducing this colony to a 5-frame was a good choice, because the queen is making better use out of the reduced space. So I'm just looking over the frame, looking for the queen, which she should stand out very, very well. I did test that after I marked her. I boxed them back up, and then I pulled a frame or two to see how easy it would be to find her, and it was pretty easy. If you haven't watched the previous video, again, that was a first for me. I've never done that before, and I don't think there she is right there. Very easy to find. Look at that. Stands out. Like I said, used a whole bunch of paint, more than I needed, and I can actually see an egg. Hopefully you can see that. You can see an egg hanging out of her abdomen. So we might, and it's not there anymore, so we may have just watched her lay an egg down into a cell. Yeah, more paint than I wanted to use, and somebody commented on either Instagram or Facebook saying that it's not necessarily a big deal if it's on her wings. You want to be more concerned. I think she's laying another egg just now. More concerned if it gets on her eyes, which makes sense. Alright, so very easy to find the queen when she's marked. Just want to take a look at the very last frame. Just make sure they haven't created any queen cells or swarm cells, and it doesn't look like they have. Okay, well, yeah, I guess having a marked queen is rather nice. Easy to find, and it allows you to determine whether or not the same queen from your last inspection is the one that you're currently looking at. So if I found a queen in this hive, knowing I marked her last week, if I found a queen in here and she wasn't marked, I can make the determination that they superseded or they swarmed. So that's another advantage to having marked queens. Well, that does it for hive number 4. Very quick inspection. We're at 5 minutes right now. I didn't really anticipate spending too much time on a nuke, and it looks like I didn't disturb them that much either, because the front entrance looks relatively normal. Alright, hey, thanks for watching Cole's Farm here in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Taking advantage of the break in the weather in case we do get some more rain. I just wanted to finish up this week's inspections. But yeah, number 4 looks good. They still have plenty of space, so I'll give them a few more weeks, probably to the end of July. And I'll either, like I said, I'll either add another 5-frame box on top so they can build vertically, or I might put them back into a traditional 10-frame box so they have twice the amount of room to build on. Alright, that does it for this week. Tune in next week for another look at hive number 4.